So I can tell you about one interesting case study that we have done with an ILP member company in the biopharma space, which is pretty interesting. So, we usually when they introduce us to the manufacturing environment, there's this, some problem that the specific operation people are trying to solve. In this specific case, it was trying to train new people, new operators on the line to go through, a highly complicated, validated and regulated manufacturing process that that has a lot of customization in it, and like the manuals are like this thick, and like there's no way like to really train you unless a very experienced operator kind of and an engineer kind of walks you through and like figures out everything that you're doing. And so what we needed to do is like introduce our systems to, it's very real world. It's like, here is like your bench in a factory, and go. And so we have to very quickly deploy our technology into this environment. The fact that we're using off-the-shelf type of interfaces like touchscreens and tablets and internet infrastructure makes it easy. So like deployment was very quick. We were able to do it really quickly, and develop using our system a full process to to train people how to build this specific product. The product was some sort of a purification, liquid purification device that if you get it wrong, it's just like it's not going to work or not going to pass QA or something like that. And what was interesting is that I think we managed, to introduce a very high double-digit reduction in training time, so that a person would be going through a training with a human operator to take them through the first steps, but after that, they have to go through sets of consecutive sort of trial runs, like build one with a human operator, and then to get qualified, they had to build like something on the order of 10. So imagine that the before state was 2 people had to stand roughly 30 minutes, which is the cycle time for that specific component that they're building, and just start calculating the time. And if it's 2 people standing and doing that versus a person who is trained doing that once, and then the system takes it from there. So that's tremendous if you think about that at scale. So that's just like one story of a concrete benefit that we've seen through pilots that we've conducted. And it's just exciting because I think like that where manufacturing is going is not, it's obviously going to remain very much mass production as we're making a lot of the same thing, but it's also going to be built to order and customized to order, which means our factories need to become much smarter. They need to be able to cope with an end consumer essentially customizing the product to a degree that it effectively changes the production line, and so the production line needs to become a flexible production line. And to get a flexible production line, you basically need Tulip. Tulip is helping manufacturing organizations transform their production lines. We're doing it by introducing a new type of manufacturing operating system that allows process engineers of all sorts create shop floor apps, interactive work instructions that are inherently enabled with sensing and data collection using our IoT gateway, and that in turn gives you access through our cloud to abundance of information and real-time analytics that can help you measure and fine-tune your operation. The ideal partner for us is manufacturing organizations who want to leverage their manufacturing workforce, who want to give tools of this century to the people on the lines, and want to enable them to make quick decisions on the floor, and want to rely on them to take their production process a step further. And this is a big idea. Like one of the things that technology does, like make it faster, better, cheaper, and obviously machines and robots and things like that can do a great job. However, people are not going away, and they're going to be the key factor in gaining access to this new type of smart factory, to have flexible manufacturing, to have a data-driven manufacturing operation. Talking to billions of devices, kind of like the internet will take care of that. Okay, so we need technology for enabling people, and like bring computers to where they were kind of left out in the server room, kind of like in the 90s, and it left paper to fill in the blank. Well, until guys like us come around and say like, hey, we should all be using the technology we're familiar with and accustomed to change this reality essentially.